With the latest headlines for viewers here in the UK and around the world. Fighting in the streets of Bakhmut as Russian forces continue their attempt to capture the Ukrainian city. The United Nations and Iran reached an agreement that would allow further inspection of Iran's nuclear program. Hundreds of Iranian schoolgirls are targeted in a series of apparent poison gas attacks. Aid agencies say they could have been singled out by religious groups.
A UN summit reaches a legally binding agreement on an environmental treaty for protecting high seas biodiversity. China's annual parliamentary session, the National People's Congress, is underway in the Great Hall. Trade, diplomacy and the environment will be all discussed during 9 days of meetings. And Prince Harry describes writing his memoir as an act of service. He says he hopes sharing details of his life will help others.
Once the book came out, I felt incredibly free. I felt a huge weight off my shoulders.
The British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak says he's committed to ensuring that no one who arrives in the UK illegally will be allowed to stay. Writing in the Mail on Sunday newspaper, Mr Sunak described his determination to stop migrants crossing the Channel in small boats. Large rallies have taken place across Israel for the 9th consecutive week in protests at the government's plans to overhaul the judicial system. Tens of thousands of demonstrators gathered in Tel Aviv, where police used water cannons to clear the crowds. There are also some clashes in Jerusalem.
To Tunisia now, where hundreds of people from Mali, Ivory Coast and Guinea who've been living there have been flown home after controversial remarks by President Kais Saied sparked a wave of violence. He claimed sub-Saharan Africans were engaged in a plot to change Tunisia's demographic makeup. Rights groups say since he made the comments, many have been attacked, detained or evicted from their homes. The African Union has urged Tunisia to avoid racialised hate speech. President Saied denies that his views were racist. The comments also triggered widespread protests this week.